Take a detailed look at the Dodge Charger's styling, interior performance, and more. Find out why an ex-GM engineer buys a Dodge and discover if you should buy the car.
I spent 32 years working for General Motors at the Proving Grounds in Mesa, Arizona and Milford, Michigan. And for about the past 5 years before retirement, I decided that I wanted to get either a Dodge Charger or a Dodge Challenger.
That's right, our Dodge owner is a retired GM engineer. Later on in the show, we'll find out why he picked a Charger, but first let's take a look at the car, starting with the styling. Introduced in the 60s, the Charger was a two-door coupe until the 2006 version. This is now the second generation of the four-door version. A number of the styling cues are derived from the original and modernized. There's the side scallop, the continuous expression of the tail lights, and the darkened expression of the front grille and lights. The low-slung side profile, along with the wide body, gives it a muscular look to match the performance.
It has a very unique body style amongst sedans, and the color that I got with the car, the indigo blue, I think really accentuates the body lines. And even though it's a four-door, it has a very good muscle car look to it, especially with the hood scoop on the hood.
It is a full-size sedan, and that has its benefit for the interior too. Inside, the cabin feels spacious and comfortable. Overall, the dashboard is a nice mix of modern and retro design. The analog instrument cluster draws on the retro look, while the touchscreen is contemporary. What's really cool about the car is all the performance settings you can change. There's the Sport Mode settings, a launch control mode that allows you to set the revs at which you want the car to take off, and performance pages that show your horsepower, torque, G-force, and current gear. Then there's the timers that record your personal best times, G-force readings, engine performance gauges, and a cool dyno setting for when testing your car's performance on a dyno. Creature comforts include a nice Alpine sound system and rear seat vents. The seats are large and have heavily bolstered sides, but what about that houndstooth pattern?
It's pretty retro. It was okay for the 1960s and 70s, but with a modern muscle car, I think the houndstooth interior doesn't work.
Now, the Charger comes with 4 engine choices: the 3.6-liter V6 Pentastar, the 5.7-liter Hemi V8, the 6.4-liter Hemi V8, and the top-of-the-line 6.2-liter supercharged Hemi V8. All these engines are paired with an 8-speed automatic with paddle shifters. Only the SXT comes with all-wheel drive. The GT gets the performance brake package. Denny's GT has the V6, and here's what he had to say about it.
I've always been a fan of high-performance V6 engines as far back as I can remember. That's why I got the 3.6-liter Pentastar, because it's 300 horsepower and it really performs well.
It performs well, but how does the exhaust note sound?
I feel that it should have a better exhaust note. Mopar should come out with an active exhaust for the V6, like General Motors does with their V6 Camaro.
Yeah, that exhaust note could be better. Now, half the fun of owning a performance car is being able to modify it, and Denny did just that.
I added a Mopar designed and engineered cold air intake. I really like that. Whether it adds a lot of horsepower or not, I don't know, but it looks good and it sounds good. And I like that in combination with the 307 rear differential, because it really gives the car performance when you step on the go pedal.
So I did the research, and the cold air intake adds about 10 horsepower and 10 pound-feet of torque. But what if you wanted to get a factory tuning package for your Charger?
Dodge does not offer a tuning package for this car, similar to Ford offers for their Mustang EcoBoost. We should have a factory tuning that does not void the warranty and increases the horsepower and torque should you desire to do so.
In case all that muscle power gets the better of you, this car does come with a pretty impressive suite of tech and safety systems. So, let's get to the burning question. Why does an ex-GM engineer buy a Charger?
Since General Motors doesn't have anything that's comparable to the Dodge Charger, the four-door sedan that's a muscle car, I decided to get the Charger.
And he's absolutely right. Muscle cars is a segment that American manufacturers do so well, and it's disappointing to see the lack of four-door muscle cars. There's still the Chrysler 300, but the Chevy SS has been discontinued, and the ATS and the Impala just don't quite measure up. So Chevy, let's get back to work and get a four-door muscle car on the market. Now, does Denny recommend you buy, consider, or skip the Charger?
I would absolutely recommend to buy the Dodge Charger with the 3.6 liter or the 5.7 Hemi.
If you're considering the Charger, take a look at some of our other owner reviews and let's get you on the show.